everyone, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a really quick video on the new Springtime in Paris collection that Jouer released. I talked about this palette as being almost like a surprise favorite of mine. Not that I was like thinking it wasn't gonna be good, but I was just surprised at like how obsessed I really became with the palette. I've pretty much worn this eyeshadow palette for almost a month straight, and I love it. The colors blend so beautifully. So I wanted to show you my go-to look with this palette, which has been this like mauve-y look. Now, I've done so many different mauve looks with the palette, but this one I just used some of my favorite colors in it. You can definitely do a more, not as dark of a look if you'd like, but I just thought I would show you the exact look that I've been wearing a ton recently and how really versatile the palette is and everyday the palette is and beautiful, especially if you love mauve colors. They also released a highlighter. It is different than the citrine and the Topaz highlighter that they've also released. It almost has like more of a gold and then this like really pretty like pink shift. Very wearable even for pale complexions. So I wanted to just do a look, so I'm going to include that at the end of this video if you're interested in seeing a look with this palette, but I also wanted to include some swatches with the palette and then of the lip colors as well. There's a lip topper, a liquid lipstick, and the highlighter, and then the palette. So I'm gonna swatch the collection just so that you can see some of the swatches, but I highly recommend. I really love the highlighter and the palette. Those are like my two that I think are must-haves. The palette's $40, but I do have a 15% off discount code. It's Lola15 off. You can use that on anything, but that brings the palette down to $34, plus you get free shipping, I believe. So I'm going to leave my code down below if you are interested, and it is an affiliate code. So when you do use my code, I do get a portion of it. But as you guys know, I'm always upfront about that. If you don't feel comfortable using my codes, you can. I think there are several different codes you can use if you still want the discount, or if you want to pay full price, you can go ahead and do that as well. So let's just go ahead and get into the swatching, and then at the very end, I'll show you how I created this look. So let's just start with the palette. This is what the packaging looks like on the palette. It's almost like this, is this like a cheetah or leopard print? Kind of going across in gold. And then on the back, it does show you the names of the colors on a grid just so that you know what the names are. Inside the palette, it comes with a really nice, as you can see, full-size mirror, which is great because I love it when a palette includes a mirror, because I find that I don't have to, I can be using the palette and looking in the mirror, and this is a really good mirror. It's a big mirror. So for the look that I did today, I used these three colors and this shade right here, which these are the main colors that I use when I gravitate towards this palette, but there are so many amazing, beautiful colors in this palette that you can create. Like, it has pops of the purple and pops of the blue, and then this really beautiful color right here, and then a deep, dark, almost blue right here, and then a brighter blue. So this is just such a beautiful palette, plus this like cranberry shade. Did I already say that? Yeah, and a purple shade, and then a really pretty gold shade. So anyway, okay, this first shade right here is called Cream. And then we have Petal, and then we have Mauve and Aubergine. I'm just going to show you like how incredibly pigmented they are. You can see how pigmented they are. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch this top row on my hand. Here are the finger swatches. You can see how really nice and pigmented, matte, and beautiful they are. These mauve shades are so beautiful, but this Petal shade is one of my favorites, especially to lay down all over the lid. It brightens the eye and it just makes you look so awake. Also, this cream shade as well is just beautiful. So I'm going to swatch the four of these so that you can see the pigmentation. I self-tanned my hands, so excuse my hands in this video, but as you can see, super duper pigmented and smooth. They blend out so well. This shade right here in Aubergine, they're soft, they're just so good, and I love these colors. These two colors are super brightening. They do kick up some powder when you put your brush into them, but they're almost like soft, but that's what makes them so blendable. I can't get away from these colors, and like I said, been using them on a daily basis. So that is the top row. Okay, this next row, it has this True Gold shade. That's the color. It's called True Gold. Camel, which is a great matte transition brown shade. This color Midnight, which is a really pretty pop of blue color. This shade right here is called Rouge. So that is what the gold looks like. Camel, blue, Midnight, sorry, blue, and Rouge. Here are the swatches on the fingers of these shades. Now, I have not used this Midnight shade. It looks really beautiful, but blue is a tricky color for me to use. And I think automatically sometimes people as well think the same thing I do. So unless you're someone who's comfortable using color, you might get scared from this color in the palette. And I think that's what initially not turned me off, but like didn't excite me. But then once I dug into this palette, I was like, oh my gosh, all these colors are super beautiful. And this shade, I think you could use it in a really nice deepening up the outer corner way, or on the bottom the lower lash line to like make your eyes pop in a look. Here are these shades right there. So we have the gold shade, Camel, Midnight, and Rouge. Now Midnight it takes a little bit to build up the color. This is extremely pigmented, this one as well, and this is a great transition shade. I've used it so many times. And this gold shade, True Gold, it works best when you apply it and get it like a little bit wet. It's a really beautiful like eyeshadow, but it like looks great when you get it wet and kind of press it into the eye. Okay, this bottom row, this is called Cinnamon, Ash Brown, which is a deep, dark, super matte brown, very rich. I use this as an eyeliner. This shade is Amethyst, and then this last color is Slate, and it's like a deep, dark, charcoaly gray blue almost. So, Cinnamon, Ash Brown, Amethyst, and Slate. There are those shades right there. I love this ash brown color. It's a really, really pretty eyeliner, like makes a really nice eyeliner, and also it's just like cool enough toned that you can pair it with the mauves and you can pair it with the camel color, and any of these colors. It works as a great color to bring depth to any look from this palette. Okay, we have Cinnamon, Ash Brown, Amethyst, and Slate. And this ash brown is extremely pigmented, and I seriously love it for it blends out so beautifully, and like you just need just a touch of it to really add some depth to the look. So that is the palette, and then this is the highlighter in Rose Gold. Super beautiful. I'm going to show you the swatches of this up close. This is what I have down the bridge of my nose and on the high points of my cheeks, in my inner corners, and on my brow bone. It's just so pretty, and the formula of these is really nice, soft and buttery. I love them. They apply both wet and dry beautifully. So let's just zoom in so you can see swatches of this. So here it is, and as you can see, it's this gold, and it has this like pinky peach shift to it. It's so pretty, and then on it's even prettier because that slight pink shift. Here's a swatch. As you can see, when I shift my hand, you can see that pink shift to it, but it comes across almost as this gold, and then it has that gorgeous like subtle pink shift. So beautiful. And then there are two lip colors. This is in Rose Gold, and it's just their lip cream formula. But then there's this lip topper, and it's just this gorgeous multi-dimensional shade. So I'm going to swatch these. I have not worn these on my lips yet, so I'm going to try on the topper on top of what I have on my lips right now, which is just like, I think I just have like a nude shade on my lips right now. I have the buff shade with a lip gloss on top from the buff lip cream from Jouer. So that is Rose Gold, the lip cream. And then this is the lip topper. Oh, It's like so multi-dimensional and beautiful. There it is right there. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my lips right now. Oh, that's really pretty. Just put it on like the center of my lips. Here are what these two look like, and then the swatches of them. Super beautiful shades. Alright, so that is it for the collection. I'm going to go ahead and get into the eye look. If you're interested in seeing the palette on the eyes, then stay tuned for that. If not, you can just click out now. I'll leave all the information down below if you decide to purchase anything. Let me know, like, what catches your eye. I'd be interested. Or if you already purchased something. It launched yesterday on Jouer's website. As of right now, I believe everything is still on the website, so if you are wanting something, you'll be able to get it. So let's just go ahead and get into that eye look, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, do that before you leave, and I'll see you in the next video. First, I'm going to start out with this petal color, and I'm just kind of putting this all over the lid. Like I said, I had just self-tanned my hand, so just try and ignore my tanner hand. But this is a super brightening shade, and I love it. Then I'm going with this mauve shade, which I think is just so beautiful for everyday transition. So I'm going to put this in the crease, and I'm just using a fluffy brush, and it blends out so beautifully. So I'm putting that all in the crease, and then I went ahead and put it all over the lid. I do like one of two looks, like either this one of the matte shades all on the lid, or I leave the lid with that light pink shade, and I like both ways. Then I'm deepening it up with this aubergine shade. I'm just kind of tapping that on the outer corner. This is a Smith, I think it's 240 maybe, the brush, but it's just a tapered blending brush, and I'm just putting that on the outer corner and blending that in. And then for my liner, I'm using this shade in Ash Brown. This is like a flat brush, and I'm just kind of, it's very stiff and nice and perfect for liner, and I've been doing this a lot recently with this shade because it is so dark and it brings a lot of depth without having to have a wing liner, like a black wing liner. So I just kind of create a little bit of a wing and press it into my eye, go all the way in to bring depth to the lash line. Usually I wear lashes with this look, but today I skipped lashes. So I went ahead and applied the rest of my face makeup, and then I'm using this highlighter. This is the Rose Gold highlighter. Just kind of put it on my cheekbones and down the bridge of my nose. And then for my lash line, I went in with the mauve shade and mixed in a little bit of that aubergine and put it under my lash line. And then I went in with that Ash Brown. In my waterline, I have like a white liner, so that's kind of what it makes it pop. You can do like a white or a nude. And I just blended that mauve shade and aubergine in, and then I used the stiff flat brush to press that Ash Brown shade right up against the lash line for that contrast, and I've really been liking that look. Then I used the Rose Gold highlighter and put that in the inner corner and above the brow bone as well. And that is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you all in the next video.